Hey, Fragrance family, I'm Daver.
And I'm Carlos.
And we're the Fragrance Bros. Coming at you again with another review with my friend Carlos. How you doing, Carlos?
I'm good.
And this time we are reviewing Vetiver Geranium by Creed. Alright, let's get straight to it. Date introduced is 2014. It's classified as a woody floral musk. Notes are apple, bergamot, lemon, geranium, cinnamon, rose, patchouli, cedar, musk, and amber. Now, Carlos, what'd you get out of longevity out of this?
I get around 4, but it gets quiet after like 2. So
Yeah.
4 is stretching it for me, but I get there.
I think on me it was pretty excellent. I got really good longevity with this,
You
almost
just
beastly.
you just have great skin, Dave. I think that's what it is.
I think that's what it is.
Everything lasts forever on you.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, on me it lasts a long time. It was really almost beast mode on me.
Beast mode. Wow. How many hours?
But
you
I would say probably around 10 or so, maybe a little longer, maybe 11 or so.
Impressed. Wow.
What about projection?
Projection is moderate.
I would agree. I would say on me it was in the average range as well. Season, I would say this is really good for spring and summer and day or night, I think. I think I would probably wear it more spring and summer, but I think a lot of people could wear it year-round because of the deeper aspects of the fragrance.
I say that might be better for cooler months because the patchouli is very pronounced on my skin, but it's not so loud that I couldn't wear it in summer.
Purpose, I would say this works almost any time. I would say this is great for casual, great for formal, this is good for work. I would say maybe not on a date. I probably wouldn't wear it on a date if I were single, and definitely not around my wife because of this. Okay, so what does this fragrance remind you of?
It opens up fresh on my skin in the typical Creed DNA type, but then it goes a little more complex. I get the rose and I get patchouli very pronounced on my skin. But there's no vetiver. Where's the vetiver? Why is this called Vetiver Geranium?
Yeah, I agree. I don't really smell much vetiver in here at all either. Maybe Dan Mish might, but I don't. I know whenever I first smelled this line, because this is their newest line of fragrances, and I think there's like 4 or 5 or so in there.
Yeah.
I smelled the whole line, and I was a little unimpressed.
That seems to be the general consensus from everyone.
Yeah, this is a very different line for Creed, and I think that was my main stumbling block with this. Is it's a different direction than Creed has gone with their other fresh scents. But once I gave these more time, I actually started to like them a little bit more. Whenever I wore this for a full wearing, I actually do really appreciate this fragrance. But I do agree with you. It's called Vetiver Geranium. I definitely get the geranium. Not the vetiver so much.
Yeah, not at all. I didn't look for this line in a big way because when it first came out, everybody was speaking so negatively of it, and there was just so much out there that I needed to try. So I just didn't bother looking for it. I went to Sniffapalooza, I think it was last fall, and I went to the Creed counter. I sprayed this on my hand, this particular fragrance. Later on in the day, I was like, wow, this smells really good. What is it? And that's when I fell in love with this particular fragrance and made me explore the rest of the line, which wasn't as bad as everybody said that it was. So shame on me for not trying it for myself and seeing what I thought on my own.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a good fragrance. I don't think it needs to be bashed really for any reason. I think that there's a lot of complexity to this fragrance too.
There definitely is.
Which is sometimes kind of lacking in Creed fragrances.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think that this might not be like a general people pleaser like some of the other Creed fragrances, but I think this is really a really well thought out fragrance. When I first smelled it, I get the immediate, minty geranium, and I get a lot of patchouli. I do actually get like a green apple note in there, but the green apple note in there kind of makes it smell off. Whenever I wore it, I was like, wow, this smells good. Oh, I smell something that's kind of weird, sour smelling. And I think it's the green apple. The green apple just doesn't belong here.
On my skin, the apple didn't come through too much.
Okay. But as it developed, I got a lot of patchouli coming up, and some of that sweetness from the amber in there a little bit too. I really, really like it as it dries. Another thing that I probably need to mention is this smells a lot like Guerlain Homme. Maybe a little bit more refined or maybe a little bit more grown up. I'm not really sure, but it smells a lot like Guerlain Homme. Almost exactly. Guerlain Homme is one that I do own. I have a bottle of, and I wear frequently, especially in spring and summer nights. This smells like a lot like that, but there are aspects of it to me that do smell like it is a little bit more refined. But we'll get to the price points later. That may not even matter to most people. It might just be the bottom line. But like I said, I think the biggest point that I just don't like about this fragrance is that sour note at the beginning. And I know you said you didn't get it, which thankfully you didn't get it, because to me it was off-putting. It was really off-putting.
Really? That's why I said a fresh note. Maybe that's what I got from it, but
yeah,
it wasn't distinctly apple on my skin.
After a couple of hours, the apple disappears, and I'm left, with something that I think is gorgeous. I think it smells fantastic. Also, it smells a lot like Guerlain Homme, which I also think is gorgeous and I love. I gave that a 5.
Wow, I'll have to look for that one.
So this to me is a very modern and masculine and sexy fragrance. But I also think those same qualities apply to Guerlain Homme, and Guerlain Homme is like almost a tenth of the price.
Yeah, this particular juice is very pricey for sure.
Yeah. Now, what about compliments? You get any compliments from this?
Did not get any compliments.
Yeah, my wife, she actually did not like this, and she does actually like Guerlain Homme, but she smelled a lot of that sour note coming off of my skin too. I think that was one of the things she just did not like about this fragrance. Bang for buck, this is where it gets difficult and tricky. It is $300 for a 100 ml bottle.
Yeah.
That is pretty pricey, and it's a hard sell for this fragrance, I think. I think it smells very good outside of a couple of things here and there. But the price to me is hard for me to justify, especially because it smells so much like a fragrance you can find on the internet for $50 or less.
That's a tough one.
Final rating, what do you give this, Carlos?
I'm going to give this a 2.75.
Okay.
Is that even a number? I don't know. It's just it smells really good. It's expensive. I do like it a lot. I don't want to turn people away from it. I'm going to give it a 2.5, almost 3.
Okay. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5.
All right.
I really like the fragrance mostly. The sour note really kind of puts me off, and some people might not even smell that. Some people like you, they might smell a fresh note. Yeah, they may actually like how the apple adds a freshness to it. May not even smell it. But to me, the other downside is that even though I think it's very, very good, I think it's a very good departure from Creed in a different direction, a more artistic, complex direction. I think it smells too much like Guerlain Homme for me to want to replace Guerlain Homme.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell $300 worth of a replacement to me. Anyway, so that's all we got. Let us know what you think of Vetiver Geranium down in the comments down below. Do you like it, love it, hate it? Let us know. And of course, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe down below. We'll love you for it. And check out Carlos's channel. I'll have links down below so you can check out his channel and go like and subscribe to him as well. Thanks for coming on again, Carlos. Always appreciate it when you're on.
My pleasure.
We'll see you next week. We're the Fragrance Brothers.
Take
Bye.
care.